Yep. You already know who it is. Excuse me, my fault. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. And we gotta talk about it again, man. Another loss. 0-3 for the season. You know, like, today was terrible. You know what I mean? A sports day if you're a DC sports fan. You know what I mean? But this is about the Wizards. But if you know what's going on, then you know what's going on. You know what I mean? But we're talking about the Wizards right now, so we're going to keep it there. But yeah, man, we lost another game to the Orlando Magic, 120 to 113. And I knew he was going to win the game. I mean, the whole game we was up. Everything was looking good until the fourth. And we're going to get there. Let me just start off, you know what I mean? So we're going to get right into it. You know how I do. If the Wizards win, I start off with what I didn't like, and then I close it out with what I did like. If the Wizards lose, I started off with what I did like, and then close it out with what I didn't like. So with that said, let's just get into it. So some of the things that I liked was the initial start of the game. They played with urgency. They looked like they knew they needed to get a win. And they played hard, and they played right. Everything was looking right at the beginning of the game. So that's what I anticipated, quite honestly. You know what I mean? I anticipated us going up and doing what we did. So to see us just lose like that, anyway, that's one of the things I liked, the start of the game. Another thing I liked was Russell Westbrook didn't start. He didn't play today. So we started Neto. And Neto, he looked good. He looked good. Scott Brooks, I better not see another not putting in Neto in the game. He has to play at least 10 minutes a game when Westbrook is playing, and of course more when Westbrook isn't playing. But there is no reason why Neto is not playing. You know what I mean? He's showing up, he's showing out. So we got to keep him in the game. He always got to get some playing time to spell, or whether it is to start. Whatever the case may be, he needs to play more. So I like what he was doing. I also like Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant brought a lot of energy tonight. He played well. He did what he could do in the paint. He's kind of a small center, you know what I mean? So there's only so much that he could do. But for his energy, what he brought to the table, his scoring, rebounding, you know, getting in the way, blocking a couple of shots, things of that nature, I definitely liked his energy. So that definitely was good. And I liked the bench. And, you know, the bench, you know, coming into the game, I like that. But I like the bench watching them when the team was balling and how they celebrated and cheered their team on, especially in the first half and parts of the third quarter. I definitely like that. You can feel the energy. There's no fans there, so energy has to come from somewhere. So we definitely need to see more of that. The team has to know that the players on the court need that energy to feed off, because I feel like in the fourth, that energy got lower and you could see it in the play. So that's definitely one of the things that I like. I also like the points in the paint. We definitely dominated the paint for the majority of the game. You know, we played great defense. Like I said, Bryant, he played good defense today compared to a couple of other outings, and even against the Magic last game and the Sixers. I mean, Embiid went crazy, but you know, he did what he could do. But Embiid's a beast, but he looked good today. We definitely dominated in the paint, and again, that's why I thought we were going to win the game. So I like that. And then I also like Denny overall, the rookie. I definitely like his all-around game. You know, he didn't have like crazy stat line or anything like that, but you could definitely tell that he's played pro ball. He looks comfortable out there, and he looks like a solid role player as a rookie. So as he gets more experience, you know, that role player can start going into more than a role player to eventually a star of the team. You know what I mean? But I definitely like his trajectory. I like how he's playing. He looks good out there. So those are, you know, the majority of the things I like during the game. So now we just got to go into what I didn't like, because, you know, we got to really talk about this. So again, the turnovers, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. Whether Westbrook didn't play today, but we turn the ball over too much. Like we just like too many turnovers. It's unacceptable. You know what I mean? Like we lose games like that. And again, we did it today. We started off good protecting the ball, but as the game went on, the team just got sloppy. So that's definitely one thing I didn't like. I definitely didn't like them letting Terrence Ross again. Like I said yesterday, I don't know when he became MJ. I don't know when he became Kobe. I don't recall this, you know what I mean? But every time he plays us, it just looks crazy. You know what I mean? He's always doing what he want to do out there. So I don't know. I don't like the defense overall. Again, we played a little better defense today. You know what I mean? We gave up 120 instead of 130. I mean, I guess that's better, but it's still not good enough. So overall, the defense overall, specifically on Terrence Ross, but the whole team defense against the whole Magic team, I definitely didn't like the defense. And the biggest thing I didn't like, and I don't know what it is about him, but Scott Brooks, man. You know, like, I'm not calling for his head right now. I'm not saying we need to fire him right now. I'm not saying that. But he is on the final year of his contract. You know what I mean? And for him to, the fourth quarter, a game we must win. We were up 17 at the start of the fourth quarter. I could understand you want to give your star players, Bill, Neto, Thomas Bryant, you want to give them some rest. You know what I mean? As long as you could, that's cool. But the deficit shouldn't have went to 9 points before you called a timeout and then eventually put them back in. Like, we were up 17. Once they scored 2 in a row, they should have been a timeout or something. And you got to put them in. I know you want to stick to your substitution patterns and things of that nature, but when we need to win a game, we haven't won yet this season. These are young players, and they want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, man, Scott Brooks, man, you gotta stop being so soft with these players, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to win the game. So that was the number one thing. I had that feeling because this happened before. Like, this is not new to the Wizards. You know what I mean? If you're a Wizards fan, you know. We'll have the lead. We'll be feeling good about ourselves. And then we don't start the quarter off with Bill or, you know what I mean? You try to start with backups, trying to spell the players and stuff like that, spell the starters, that is. And it happens time and time again. The backups cannot hold the lead. You know what I mean? Like, we had to win this game. Like, you had to close the game out, man. Sometimes you got to think out the box. Scott Brooks, I swear, his biggest issue is it seems like he just doesn't have a good feel for the game. He does not have a good feel for the game. He has it in his head, I want to play my players this amount of minutes and around this time. Like, he already has it in his head. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to make adjustments, even though you could see the momentum turning the way we don't want it to turn. So, I don't know, man, but that is what I really, 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 really didn't like about this game, man. Just the momentum, how things was going. And, you know, like Scott Brooks, man, he has to do a better job of just feeling the game. Once, again, we were up 17. Once we went down 13, it should have been a timeout there. Like, it shouldn't have went down to single digits before you called a timeout. You know what I mean? And then we just couldn't get the momentum back. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal, he was tired. He was shooting a little bit too much. You know what I mean? He didn't have it tonight. You know what I mean? So he was shooting a little bit too much. I didn't like the way he closed out the game. I didn't like the last shot. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. I didn't like the way it went out. I just didn't like none of it. But ultimately, as the game went on and we let the lead go, I've seen the movie a million times, man. And I felt like we were going to lose the game, which we did. You know what I mean? So it's very disappointing. We're 0-3. This is not the way we want to start a season off. Especially the season is shortened by 10 games, so there's only 72 games instead of 82. You know what I mean? So every game is even more of a premium. If we're trying to make the playoffs, we got Russell Westbrook. This is Coach Brooks' last year on the contract. You know what I mean? We want to keep Bradley Beal. We can't lose games, man. We can't lose games like this. You know what I mean? Like, I could blame Brooks, and I am blaming him for his lack of feel for the game. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, he is part of the reason we lost. But ultimately, he is not on the floor. he's not on the floor. It's the players that's on the floor. They got to play with a sense of urgency in the fourth, the same way they started the game in the first. There has to be a sense of urgency. Like, we cannot lose games like that, man. Like, I'm real heated right now. I'm kind of, I'm reserved. I'm cool. I'm being cool, but I'm pissed about it, man. I was feeling good after the disappointment from this afternoon. You know what I mean? With you already know. You know what I'm saying? With the disappointment. So I was thinking, all right, the Wizards are going to make me feel a little better. And then for the first 3 quarters, that's how I was feeling. But the fourth quarter, the most important quarter of the game, they was just giving it up. Gave a lead up to 17. That lead vanished so fast. I mean, it's like Houdini out there. You know what I mean? It just disappeared. So I'm not happy about that, man. They got to clean that shit up. And that's real. Like, they got to clean it up. They got to be more disciplined. You know what I mean? I hope this Russ not playing back to backs. I hope that's just maybe at the beginning of the season until he gets his feet back up, his legs back. You know what I mean? But I hope that they don't do this throughout the season because I like Neto and he needs to play more. You know what I mean? But we could have used Westbrook tonight. You know what I mean? Just for even if he's just on the floor. Of course, we don't want him shooting. we don't want him shooting as much. You know what I mean? But just his presence on the floor, his sense of urgency, like we definitely could have used that tonight. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that as time goes on, that this back-to-back thing doesn't continue on towards the end of the season. We need him to play multiple games. We're not good enough to play without him. You know what I mean? We're just not good enough, man. We was looking kind of like last season, and we can't make the playoffs like that. So we got to tighten up, man. So again, man, that was the wrap up. I'm quite disappointed. You know what I mean? I'm real disappointed. They're going to have their days off, and then Tuesday they play the Bulls. So you know me, man. You know where I'm going to be Tuesday night after the game. Right here. Talking to my people, man. So, again, man, if you like the content, man, I really appreciate it, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And again, we're just going to be here, man. Every game, after the game, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to chop it up, talk about it, all right? Again, man, this is King Ade. It's the Wizards Review, man. And I'm going to see y'all soon, all right?